is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day, and you'll be in the loony bin. I just know you will. And for what, brother man?
For the money, baby. For Revacon. Always and only Revacon.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Go. Do it for the wind. Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. One conversation at a time. You were right, brother. Back there, in your sleep, all the weak-willed delinquents, dilly-dalliers, foreign moneylenders, insane anarchists, and yes, the woemen. They've run this place to ruin. The game was rigged from before you even knew how the pieces move, soldier. It has, brother, but we are going to turn back time. A solemn gurgle emanates from your stomach. I will send you back to the time when the sun had not yet vanished, when it was still setting into the sea. The time of the suzerain, the time when love was still possible. To go back with the knowledge and the experience you now have, and to do it all over. Do it richtig this time. Protect the suzerainty, clean up the city, revive disco music, and get her back. You could save Revachon. You could be the man, brother. Her? No one. Don't ask about her. There must be others like you. Men who long for the days when words like loyalty and love meant something. People whose yearning for the past is so great they barely live in the present. Those are the men you need to find. Those are the guys who know. Think, maybe you've already met someone like that. Now, there is a man who values the past with passion. And you know how the saying goes. He who clings to the past shapes the future. Measurehead is exactly the kind of man who'd know how to step back into the past. Oh yes, Gary is exactly the kind of guy we want. He knows something. Who else? Now we're making bank. A man with guts and a memory. I felt it too. He could be a treasure trove of wisdom. Who else? Bullseye. And that's the vibe we're looking for. Those are the people with answers. 4 is a good number of traditionalists. It's plenty. Let's go see what they know. History will remember us. And this time we don't have to worry about her being kind. Praeterea Redia, Kingsman. Charge for Revacol. Charge for love.
Hello, compatriot. You have something to discuss? You've got to be kidding me. Him? Seriously? I promise he isn't. Okay, I'll just go over my notes, but please make it quick.
My friend, I don't know what you're after, but I have to tell you, there's no turning back time. I've seen the demographic reports. I know what our experts say. Our greatest days as a people are behind us, and we're not going back. Nah, that's bullshit. We can't turn back time, but that doesn't mean we can just surrender to the savages. It's about preserving our heritage, our birthright. Trust me, brother, I've done the research. Fascist magic just ain't true. That's the question, isn't it? People think you and me got it so easy, but the reality is it's fucking hard to be a regular guy these days.
The rumbling in your stomach says there's something not quite right with this one.
You know, I get funny looks from people all the time. I know they're looking at my gut. I can see that. Big fucking deal. A guy put on a little weight. Who cares?
Alert. We detect major body image disturbance. He's really got himself worked up now. Dangerous stores of pent-up emotion there.
You still with us, brother? You're standing there like a glue sniffer. Well, yeah, fuck it. It's a stupid question anyway.
This fool is a colossal waste of time. There's no Kingsman inside him, just self-loathing and entitlement. Let's keep searching.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
No, you don't. You need to help me find out who killed our hangman. No, I cannot. Just make it quick, please.
Observe. Like a peasant hoping to bed a noble woman. The ham sandwich is reaching straight for the advanced concepts. No humility, awareness, or respect.
Get your dirty hick dick away from these advanced concepts, peasant.
To comprehend time, you must possess at least a basic understanding of how reality works, what the rules are. The look of infinite astoundment in your eyes says you have no idea. The concepts you reach for are far beyond you, Poopa. Without the necessary vocabulary, you are only wasting my time.
This again, but you've learned the basics. Guess we need to return to Mr. Monolith once we've figured out what else is missing from the curriculum. Just remember, minimum effort. Let things get too brainy, and bang, you're a Beanoclad. No one wants that.
Come back to me when you've mastered the raison. The unpromising race pupil returns. Managed to learn the reality raison, and next up is returning to the past. You don't have it in you. Be grateful for that. Your need to steer every conversation towards your own persona is a sign of low self-esteem.
Stop boring, Measurehead. He talks about big things and you only talk about yourself.
Anything is possible, just not for you. Yes, for you, I imagine it was. Don't think that I am now obliged to be part of your little growing spurt. It is not going anywhere.
He just needs some convincing before you can talk to him mano a mano. It's obvious you need to steer the conversation to the topic that interests him the most. Something that he'd like to discuss with another man. In private, other than race science, what else do you think he's into? Light bondage? Tattoos? Yes, but even more importantly, women. This specimen has surrounded himself not only with one or two, but 3 stellar babes. What's more, all these girls seem to be koikos. What's up with that? You have to find out what's his deal with Grad.
Personal?
Pervo! You're gonna let him eye-fuck me like that, John?
You mean the babes? I see. Perhaps we should talk in private. Come with me.
What about the lieutenant?
You go ahead and have your talk. I need a few things from Fate anyways. We'll catch up later.
Women, racism, turning back time. It couldn't interest him less. The lieutenant nods, then puts away his notebook. He's ready to go.
We can talk without the pedomorph. It's me and you this time. I am not going anywhere, and neither is my mother's office.
All right, let's do this before anyone changes their mind.
This way, processed meat man.
We're gonna miss you, Jean.
The lieutenant nods, ready to spend some time on his own. He couldn't be happier to get out of this conversation.
Don't worry, babe. This won't take long. So, women, huh?
Strange. He seems different in here. Less monolithic, somehow. The room feels soporific in its silence. Dust particles twirling around in the air.
Women. And? That's what you wanted to talk about? What is this really about? Clearly, it is impossible for you to shed your neurotic obsession. This wailing for the past is a task unfit for men. It is better left for widows mourning their husbands, and for mentally ill communists mourning their commune. If you want advice on babes, or the mysteries of life, or even on Revachol, look forward. To escape your defeated state, you need to move forward, on to future victories. It seems to me you are in need of a warning. Here it is. It is absolutely possible to return to the past. You just need to take a ticket to Sevegli Island, the southernmost of the Seminine Archipelago, also known as Ile de Fantôme. and walk into Pale. Let it dither and rot your mind. Then you can marinate forever in your irreversible defeat, while race enemies laugh at your motionless, gap-mouthed corpse.
No. This does not sound inviting. Finally, a chance to connect with the divine. It gets very cold in the office, like in a desert after the nightfall.
There is no catch. You will get what you want. The rule is a cruel master, but it is not Pale. Pale takes your mind and rejects the flesh. It is capricious and terrifying, like a virgin. You will lose your courage before her face. Go have a look. The white-haired protein mass at the intersection. A lorry driver. Impossible to miss her if you're even a half-decent cop. This one is not like the others. Go find her. See what a relentless obsession with the past does to a man. An empty vessel the mind has deserted. A husk no longer inhabited by the consciousness. Biological waste.
This goes far beyond your conceptual reach. Beyond the conceptual reach of anyone, really. A chill races down your spine.
Yes, our little meeting has finished. It's time to leave my mother's office and return to our jobs. I hope this has been illuminating to you. And remember, what happens in my mom's office stays in my mom's office. Quiet contemplation ends, biological rivalry resumes.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your...
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Where am I? Who are you?
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the weary aspect of a cornered beast.
Irmão, I already am dust. And what is that?
Great. He asked the Pines rep about the Pale, and now he's talking to everyone about it. Fine then. Just try not to black out again, and don't contemplate. We don't have time for that. That is exactly what I didn't want you to think. Ma'am, my partner wanted to know if you work in Pale Transport.
No offense, but your partner seems like a bit of an idiot.
The wheels all small and round, multi-axle trailers.
Yes.
This is your chance. Ask her. Is it really possible?
Jerife, what you understand wouldn't fill a pamphlet. You don't need to turn back time. The Pale is already churning with it. As the tide of Pale rises, so does the past. Someday both will cover the whole world. That's it. That's the story. And that's just fine with me. I don't mind becoming vapor. I like vapor.
You don't like the sound of that, Chief. All the really good stuff is right here, in the present.
They say there is a point, one that I have not crossed. In the Pale, super deep. If you stray too far, of course, on the U41A, or in Lomonosov's land, where every step you take is one step further from home, no matter the direction. It's a point you cannot come back from. Your mind becomes so radiant with the past, there is a flip. Instead of writing, it erases memory, nearing some kind of indescribable finale. Maybe you've been down the Motorway south? It's a story as lone horsemen tell. Lone horsemen, Jerife, not Pale drivers. Way beyond the established Pale that's lit by radio frequencies, where it goes silent and dark, and the process begins, erasure, kilometer by kilometer, in any direction. The Motorway south is a road you cannot come back from. No one knows what's at the end. I've only glimpsed the beginning. I've only felt it in the distance, when I was a child. A child rowing on the lake. Josiane.
There is nothing more to do now. She's far away. She is receding in the clutches of some indescribable scattered emotion. A child descending.
You've fried both your brains enough for today, Detective. Now, I'd like to have a word with you about this side task of yours. You've been saying that for a while, and yet we only seem to be getting further from our actual goal. Because the problem isn't time, it's you, Detective. If you're serious about this, really truly serious, then I suggest you take a long, hard look in the mirror and ask yourself what's really going on.
The lieutenant is right. It's the only way forward. Face yourself, Kingsman. Why don't you ever listen to us? We tried to warn you that you wouldn't like what the mirror had to say.
No, come on. Let's leave this one to her reveries.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned with the expression. This idiocy has gone on far too long. It's time to wipe that decadent homosexual grin off your face. Time to see yourself as you truly are. It's time you knew the truth, brother. Love, time, Revacol. It's all shit. All of it. Face it, brother. No one's got the willpower to build her up again. They won't do what has to be done. Look deep inside yourself. You know it's true, because it hurts. Who said anything about giving up? It takes a true Kingsman to summon the will to face reality in all its darkness, to stare straight into the abyss and do what must be done. Remember, Kingsmen are not born, they are made. And the only thing that can unmake us is that which drove us to rise above in the first place. We keep that thing locked in the deepest cellars of our mind. So deep, we forget what it is. Does this thing unmake you? Or does it heal you? We keep it buried like a horrible secret. We feed it through the cracks in the floorboards out of a sickening sense of nostalgia. Just enough to keep it alive. And yet, it still comes to us in moments of weakness, unbidden, a source of shame and panic. This is a horrible allegory for whatever is on the other end. A day will come when you need to take a shotgun to that cellar, shoot whatever is down there in the head, and walk away, never looking back. Your heart can belong to Revacol, or it can belong to darkness. As long as it's torn between them, it's broken and useless. You will be free to love Revachol like no one has ever loved her. You will be her champion, and she will be faithful to you. If you can just make this last sacrifice, you will finally know happiness. So ask yourself, when the time comes, can you shoot the past in the head, walk away, and never look back on its rotting remains? The bloated whores, schizophrenic anarchists, and deformed moneylenders tremble, trying to shield their eyes as he, le gendarme en diamant, walks by. Enough. The Franco-Nigerian Court of Honor has held your naked soul up against the sevenfold sun miracle and looked right through it. Close your eyes and know this is who you are. Nothing, not pain, fatigue, hunger, fear, or desire will ever deviate you from the path. Like an icebreaker, you crush all opposition, plowing forward, no matter what it takes. Now, open your eyes and witness the wonder. The HMS Last Kingsman has left the docks. The world will tremble as you smash all the ice in the world. It was time to banish that pitiful, sad look from your face and replace it with a perfect reflection of your unyielding resolve, your noble suffering. Maybe it will make you temptation-proof, so something good will come out of this at least. You are a terror even to yourself. You plow your way toward the frigid lands of Gutla and Vasa, smashing every ice sheet in your path. Nothing can stop an icebreaker. Never. May this serve as a constant reminder of your sacred, unputdownable burden. That's one way of saying that the nerve damage is quite severe. The only way you'll be able to change your face now is with your fingers. Now, shout from the top of your lungs. You are the noble sufferer. In a rundown shack on the far coast, a middle-aged man pounds his fists and looses an animal cry as he stares into a slither of clouded glass. From above the Bay of Revachol, a cold wind gathers in response. The people of the fishing village pull their coats and blankets tight about themselves. You step back from the mirror. A loose board creaks.
What happened to you?
Better keep the lieutenant in the dark about the whole icebreaker thing. He's not gonna get it.
You look different. Constipated somehow? And what is that? A walking mask? Including drinking? Admitting a problem is the first step forward. Perhaps now we can finally get some work done. Shall we?